I hereby call this meeting, March 10th, 2023, public hearing of the City of Prescott Preservation Commission. The members here present today are Mary Ann Suttles, Rob Johnson, our new member Diane Travis, and myself, Mike Merkel, Chair. We have George Worley in the house, planning. We have Kaylee Nunez, our historic preservation specialist. Who else am I missing? That's it.
You've got Tammy.
Oh, Tammy, I'm sorry, Tammy DeWitt, community planner.
Just hiding back.
And I believe that's it. Anyways, this is an open public hearing and is being videotaped and tape recorded by the city. The proceedings are being televised by representatives of the public media, local cable and/or radio stations, and may also be rebroadcast. There are 4 commissioners here today. It will require a 3 vote to pass a motion. All parties that are wanting to speak to the podium, please. You will need to tell who you are, where you live, so at a later date we may contact you. Please put all electronic devices on mute. And if you haven't yet, sign our roster. Oh, and the mayor just walked in the house. So, Mr. Good, how are you?
Doodle-doo-to-do.
Okay, we have 3 items on our agenda today. The first of which is approving the minutes of the February 10th, 2023 meeting. Have the commissioners looked at the minutes? Are there any changes? Well, then I would entertain a motion to approve those.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes from the February 10th, 2023 meeting.
This is Rob Johnson. I'll second that motion.
Oh, that's another thing, because we don't have a recording secretary. If the commissioners, if we're speaking, we also need to.
It's Mary Ann Suttles who moved to approve the minutes.
And Rob Johnson seconded.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. The second item is HP 23.
You have to do the all
I'm
approved.
sorry, is there I don't have my gavel.
Yes, that got taken, I think,
boy.
to New City Hall.
Yes, we
Use a
need to
water
vote.
bottle.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
You oppose?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Motion passed. Okay, now the second item. HP 23-003, 207 South Mount Vernon. APN 110-01065. Historic Preservation District Number 13, Southeast Prescott. The petitioner is asking for a 2-car garage with an above bedroom at the rear of the house. At this point, I'm going to turn this over to Kaylee for her dissertation.
Okay. Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Kaylee Nunez, Historic Preservation Specialist. Okay, so just to cover, this was built sometime between 1901 and 1910. The exact date isn't known. It is a Victorian cottage style. And so here is the aerial topography map of the property. It falls approximately 20 feet from the front to the rear. This is important because the addition proposed is going to be roughly 22 feet tall. However, due to the grade change, the roof lines will actually be slightly lower than the front of the house. And so the existing home is about 1,383 square feet with a 99 square foot covered porch in front. So this is kind of a synopsis of the proposal. Your packet has more complete details of everything, including the structural calcs, which I didn't mean to put in there, but in case you were wondering, they've got engineering. So it's going to be a 2-story, 2-car garage with a bedroom above it, 1,150 square feet total. So the roof is going to be gable style with architectural grade shingles, had a variety of siding, but horizontal, board and batten, and staggered wood shake siding painted to match the existing residence. They're going to use wood composite windows in double hung and fixed pane styles, and it'll be slab on grade construction. So here's the site plan showing the proposed addition. It's tucked behind the main residence well, and we'll show some photos from the site. The orientation of the lot lends itself to where you don't see the back from the street. So they meet all the required setbacks per zoning code. All right, so here are the elevations. In the keynotes, it just shows, you know, the height, 22.6, and so this is existing. So from here back is the addition. And this would be viewing from the south, north, and the east, which is the rear, like if you're looking at it from behind. So here are some photos. This one is a little far away. But this is the rear of the home, obviously the front, looking from the east side and the west. The west side is closer to the property line than the east. So here's just a little display of the exterior materials proposed. This is Anderson Fibrex window, and the actual, what I forgot to say in the beginning is that they did a series of exterior renovations around 2016 that went to Preservation Commission, were approved, and it included replacing windows using this exact type. So they're using the same brand again. And then I reviewed it against the Historic Preservation Master Plan. And so these are kind of the key points that I found. Emphasize existing scale and massing of original home and district. So there are actually quite a few homes on Mount Vernon that transition from 1 to 2 stories in the rear. And additions to rear property to maintain front facade are encouraged. Roofs consistent with the historic pattern. Architectural grade shingles and wooden frame windows are encouraged. Vertical windows, double hung being the predominant style, and stem wall foundations. So the addition area is compatible yet differentiated from the main residence as required by the Secretary of Interior Standards. So recommended action, approve or approve with modifications HP 23-003. And I'm open to any questions, and we also have the owners here.
The Chair, Mike Merkel. I have one question for the owner. Would you mind?
I'm Brad Liswa.
Yes, Brad. I passed by your house yesterday, or day before, I can't remember. You share a driveway with your neighbor.
I do.
Your garage is attached to the back of the house. Your doors are north entry.
Right. Correct.
The turn to get in,
Right.
pretty tight.
Yeah, it's tight.
Are you going to
Doable.
be able to maneuver? I mean, I put an addition on the rear of my house on Mount Vernon, and I'll tell you, we have to pull in, back up, pull in.
I have the ability to do that. It
Okay.
does go in.
I didn't
this
know
way,
how
but
tight that was back there.
It's tight, but it's doable. I can do it now. So.
And you have
yeah.
a big truck.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tight though, but you're aware of the corner of the house, obviously.
Well, yeah, yeah. Okay, that was my question. Anyone else?
No, I'm good.
Oh, boy, that was quick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, then, no other questions. Let's take it to a vote, or a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve HP 23-003 with modifications.
No, you would be doing without. It sounds like you guys didn't have any
We didn't,
suggestions or additions to it, so.
okay.
So just approve it as it is.
So then I move to approve, which is,
All right, we're ready for a second, because you did state the item number, so that was a good motion.
Diane Travis, I second.
I've forgotten my name again.
Okay, well, any vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Well, good luck.
Step
It's a
one.
cute house, by the way. Very cute. Okay, our third item.
Second, we're on second.
I'm
Or
sorry?
wait, I guess it would technically be the third.
Yeah,
The-
you got them numbered.
Is the minutes.
Yeah.
I do have them.
Is HP 23-004. That would be 119 West Goodwin, APN 109-0207S. A tribute mural for the Granite Mountain Hotshots to be mounted on a series of panels on the west face of the Chamber of Commerce building.
Thank you.
Haley?
So this one, it, kind of straddles, like, which property is it? So I did both 117 and 119 West Goodwin. So the picture you see here is now the vacant lot at 119 West Goodwin. They were the Plaza stables around the turn of the 20th century. So there's a photo. George Ruffner owned them. And then it was developed into a car dealership and gas station, which was demoed sometime in the mid-90s. And the stucco, I don't know exactly when it was applied, sometime in the mid-20th century. So in the Courthouse Plaza local and national districts, built in 1895. This building, the Chamber of Commerce, housed the city's jail and fire. Oops. I'm back. City's jail and firehouse during the late 19th to early 20th century. So, just a brief history. And here, is an aerial map of it, and then some photos, one from about the 1970s and one from the early 1900s. So this is the subject corner, and there used to be the Scopel Hotel across the street. So the request is to mount 11 panels totaling 462 square feet of artwork. They're going to be aluminum composite mounted flush to the wall with 3M fasteners and screws. I don't believe he's here, but Morgan Sign is going to be doing the mounting of the signs. He has extensive experience, especially in the historic district. And they're going to be a lot like the, mounted like the alley mural is, the Whiskey Row Alley. So the content, again, we just got a schematic. Oops. I need to use my, oh yeah. Do you want to pass that around? I'm also going to pass around the schematic for you all. So the artist is here, Katie Von Krall, and she actually, on that one, it's more specific. The details are, we didn't want to release the full details in the agenda packet. So here's a rendering showing panel sizes and also the mounting detail. And so Courthouse Plaza recommendations, stucco accents may be painted, all colors to be of neutral tones compatible with building and district. Details should add, not detract from the overall visual interest of the building. That includes artwork. And all signage should be placed flat against the facade. And here is some samples of artwork, other artwork that Katie has done. So this will be the style. I need to go back. Okay, so this is obviously a very thoughtful tribute, an important subject for the community. The fact that it's in several panels is unique so that they can be removed easily and broken into individual pieces because that vacant lot may develop at some point. So they can be easily removed and parsed out. There's a possibility to recommend a different scale or a specific color palette, but recommended action, approve or approve with modifications, HP 23-004. I'm open for any questions. Again, we have the artist here, and we have Sherry Honey with the Chamber of Commerce.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to talk to Sherry from the Chamber to see what their reaction is. And how long has this project been in the queue?
Yes. Good morning, Commission. Good morning, Mayor and public. My name is Sherry Heine, and I'm with the Prescott Chamber. And our Board of Directors have approved this. Katie brought it to us, and the partners with the 19 brought it to us. Oh boy. Before the holidays, there was conversation about it, so we've had quite a bit of dialogue. I also have Jeff here from Haley Construction, who manages our building, and to make sure that they've done a lot of work with the building, and we trust them to know all the details of hanging it on the wall. But we're very comfortable with having this beautiful tribute on our building.
Okay. I have a question for you before you leave. I passed by there yesterday.
Yes.
The lot next to you
Yes.
is pretty much, I don't even know the word I want to use with me. I'm upset about it, what the man has done with it, and we approved it, which was a major mistake, I think, on our part. But I noticed that he has an electric car charging station there now plugged into the chamber. Is that true?
So we have for 5 days, BMW is bringing VIPs into the market.
Who is?
BMW.
Okay.
That's a special event
Okay.
that's been going on. They pulled a special license or special events license to host it. So for 5 days, I think it's done this week, and next week you'll see those cars on that lot again to be charged. But it's a temporary special event that they worked with the city as well.
All right, thanks for it, because it was pretty confusing to me.
Yeah, we added 450 amps to our building, so we have a lot of power because we do a lot of community events.
Okay.
And they have actually partnered with us to utilize that power to charge those cars. While the 50 VIP BMW guests are in our community, they had a special event at the Palace.
Great, okay,
Yes.
thanks for the explanation.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob?
Yeah, this is Rob Johnson. A question for Kaylee, and what is the long-term plan for that lot that's next to him? Because it would interfere, obviously, with the signage that's hung there at some point in the future, right?
Yes, I can't answer that as it's privately owned. This is anecdotal, but I had heard from the lady who operates the little food truck there that the owners intend to keep it vacant for some time. So we haven't seen any plans for development. And then, again, there's just that anecdotal.
Okay.
I could add to that. The owner, one of the owners, sits on our board, so is very familiar with this mural project and very supportive of it.
Yeah, I would just hate to see all that work, time
Right.
and effort go into something and then it get blocked by a building sitting there, right? So that's,
Well, they're removable.
Yeah, that's why that also again, the panel system is unique and I think fits this scenario well, so.
I'd like to address the artist.
All right.
Thank you. The renditions you just showed us,
Yes.
these are going to be the actual, I mean, you're not going to change them, and all of a sudden we see something different?
No, they're probably just going to be more realistic.
Okay.
But this is a sketch of what you're going to see. Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? No? No? Well, somebody in and make a motion here?
I certainly will. If Marion Settles would like to approve HP 23-004 for approval of request.
Rob Johnson, I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Okay.
Well, that passed.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're past the regular agenda items. Now we're into updates and current events. So what you see here, and let me, bear with me. Oh! Tammy, can I get some technical assistance? Wonder. What do you think? I'd like to zoom on this. Oh, very nice.
Do it in the presentation.
It's kind of, right, okay, you can't do it in the presentation. Okay, so what you see here is a preliminary, and I emphasis on preliminary, timeline for the historic master plan update. So here we are, starting March, April 2023, and the timeline draws out roughly a year. So what we're going to do with the master plan, as I mentioned in last month's meeting, is we're going to run the public outreach alongside the 2025 general plan. So right now, we need to identify our stakeholders. That is who we should be targeting, not just residents, but specific organizations. And I welcome the commission's input on that. Then next month to May, we're going to draft a schedule of the meetings and their locations. We are looking to intro the general plan at the YCCA Home Show, which is generally in May. And so it'll be the summer of public outreach. And then sometime around August, assemble and organize all the input and prepare a plan to integrate it into the rough draft. Kat Moody is actually going to be finishing the rough draft for us. That is the plan. She hopes to have that sometime around early fall. So you all will be reviewing it then. And of course, providing input. Then we will prepare the final draft, which will go, I'm thinking we'll do 2 meetings, one for intro and study and one for final vote. Then we will submit to council, and plan right now is adoption by spring of next year. So just wanted to kind of give you all a preview on that. And then, okay. Obviously, I still am working on being comfortable with this computer.
Don't work too hard.
Yeah, you know, this is actually, just so you all know, the last public meeting that's going to be televised in these chambers. So you are a part of history. I found it fitting. I wanted to say welcome to our new member, Diane. Glad to have you on board. And I am, again, I would like to pull up the packet, but I believe that covers all the items under the updates. There might have been one more
Your
point.
time change?
Time change. I got you, Marianne. Okay, so we don't have Rick and Mike here, but I had floated the idea of changing this meeting to 9 a.m. at the last one. And so it doesn't say in the bylaws a specific time, so we don't need a formal action to change it. If you all seem to be in favor of that, we'll go ahead and set the future meetings for 9 a.m.
I'm certainly good with it.
It works for my schedule very well.
Works for me as well.
Great.
Same.
Okay. We'll do 9 a.m. I think that will help everyone be a little more awake, including self. And that summarizes, one more thing, because Michael had asked about it this morning. The
Train.
purchase contract for this site has been voted on, agreed to. Is that correct?
There are ongoing negotiations for other parts of it, but that step has been taken. The timing of a proposal coming back for redevelopment of this site is still unknown. So we're not sure when you will see it, but eventually it will be a historic preservation item.
Thank you for the update, because last I heard it might be May. But either way, for the redevelopment of this site and the hotel that was proposed in the middle of Whiskey Row, it came to commission around this time last year. That will be coming back sometime this summer as well.
If I can, Mr. Chairman,
Certainly.
talking about this building, the sale is finished. It's Marion settled. And so the plaques that are on the outside dating different things, some could have a time capsule. Is that anything preservation does, or you as a city take that with you?
Preservation staff will be responsible for that, but all of those materials will be collected. They won't be lost with the demolition of this building.
All right, so
I
again,
can fill you in on that more. I'm including this mural. We're looking for a new home for it. I'm not sure it'll fit in the new council chambers, but Chamber of Commerce has expressed interest in rehoming it. I also have Rick. He's going to take photos of some historic items around City Hall. I actually emailed him yesterday. And I believe there is a time capsule, if it hasn't been removed, on the northwest corner there. So the Howie's Hall plaque, we'll make sure those are removed. I don't know exactly where they'll go yet, but it'll be
okay.
handled.
How about the statue, the cowboy and the horse out front?
Yeah, that will definitely have a new home. Location unknown. Kat talked to me about that. There were like 3 ideas for it, but you will certainly know when we have a better idea.
So in reality, this board doesn't have much to say with some of the items that are on the building, the horse, the mural, the plaques, that's all done outside of our realm.
We certainly want your input on some of those things. Some of it is, I hate to use the word mundane, but it's mundane. It's staff work to make sure that the plaques are preserved. It's not something that takes your action. We're going to make sure the plaques are preserved. The horse statue that Kaylee mentioned, there are two or three different potential locations, one including this site with the redevelopment. There's a potential that,
Sure.
that they're going to ask to keep it here for the new building. Are something that would be part of the approval process, would be something that's shown to you when you see the proposed redevelopment of the site. If it's staying here and if it's moving elsewhere, we will at the very least report to you on where that proposed location goes.
So that our project will be the development of the new hotel.
The actual proposed structure, the new the new design, so to speak. But like George says, I value your input. I welcome it on relocation of the other items. Personally, I think it'd be great if we could keep it here and somehow incorporate it into the new site, but it remains to be seen.
Okay, thank you.
Mike Merkel, is there a date to evacuate this building?
No evacuation date. I think that community development will be the
Hopefully
last one.
after, before?
Yeah, hopefully they'll move us
Demolition?
out before they move in the demo equipment. But I believe because we interface with the public so much in community development, we'll probably be the last ones to leave here.
No date, though?
No date.
Not yet. Okay, any other inputs?
You want to come up, Tammy, and tell?
Good morning, Tammy DeWitt, Community Planner. I just wanted to let you know that with the general plan update, we have a website up. It's called planprescott.com, planning the future, preserving the past. So makes sense that we're going to combine our outreach efforts with the historic preservation master plan. So as we're doing the outreach will have both of our plans together, kind of getting community joint efforts rather than have two separate efforts. So the planprescott.com website is up and running. We do have a survey on there. Historic preservation is a portion of the general plan in which we will be bringing sections of the general plan to this body to ask for your input as it moves forward. But we just want to let you know there is a survey on the website under the public participation tile, and that we'd like to get community input. So if you have a chance, go on our website and fill it out, and we'd be happy to get your input. And any other suggestions you have. We can also use that website to post the information for the Historic Preservation Master Plan, because it is our planning website. So we will be using it in the future for further input.
Great, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Any
Any other
other?
questions?
No? Well, if there are no other questions or updates, I will adjourn, this March 10th, 2023 meeting of the Prescott Preservation Commission.
Thank
You just need these signed?